What's up, summoners? King Blair here. Today, for Top 5 Tuesday, we are going to be talking about the top 5 CR boosters in Epic 7 PvP. So if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and join the Discord server. Y'all, we need to keep the subscribe count up because I want to keep it growing as a channel and be able to do some amazing stuff with you guys. And as I release more content, make sure you're subscribed to be notified when I drop that content, as well as consider becoming a member to help the channel financially. But right, enough about the channel. Let's actually talk about the CR boosting. So the guidelines, then the top 5, and why I decided to do it. So first, CR boosters. So a lot of you guys may be thinking, okay, he said CR boosters, right? And a lot of people are start thinking cleave, and then you may start wondering, oh, CR manipulation. No. I want to get it out of the way before we actually start. I'm not saying CR manipulation. I'm saying CR boosters. This means, to kind of give you guys an idea, is, for example, if I go to the mages, Basar being one of the most common ones. If you're thinking, oh, Basar, because he pushes back, he's one of the combat readiness, technically pushing. No, I'm talking about straight up just pushes you, does not rely on the opponent at all. Just pushing yourself up. So that's what it is. As far as to why I want to do this, one, I've always, it's changed a lot in the past, and the biggest reason actually why is I did this video in the past over a year ago, and it's one of my most watched videos for some strange reason. And if you guys watch this video, you guys should watch it because I think it's really funny. I think I said that Roozid was the best Camarena boosters, and man, I just want to show how much things have changed, as well as highlight some CR boosters that are not getting as much recognition as the others. Alright, enough introduction. I feel like I've just been doing introduction stuff this whole time, so let's actually start talking about it, starting with the honorable mentions. So the honorable mentions are going to be, there's two I want to point out. So one big one is actually going to be Judith. She's kind of like the free-to-play combat readiness boosting that a lot of people do use. And again, Roozid as well. They kind of fall in the same category. So Judith and Roozid, they both have very high base speed, which makes them amazing for CR boosting. And they also are free-to-play, right? So you should be able to get a Roozid. You should be able to get a Judith that you can easily build. The nice thing about Roozid is that he also does have imprint that is speed imprint. So if you see there, while he may not be as fast, he does have a speed imprint that does help out the rest of the team, and the speed buff actually does help a lot. The other honorable mention I quickly want to go over is actually going to be DJ Basar. He's actually pretty hard to build and is very slow, which is one of the reasons he's not one of the best combat readiness boosters. But if you're able to build a really fast tanky one, it's pretty amazing because he's one of the few units that can actually push up by 30%, similar to Judith, which is insane. Guarantees you the turn, and on top of that, gets you immunity. It can be pretty game changing if you do manage to get him. All right, now on to the top 5. At the number 5, I actually have started seeing this unit more by a lot of the top players are starting to actually use this unit a little bit more, and that is actually going to be Baiken at the number 5. You might be wondering, whoa, Baiken? Really? So why Baiken? So first, her base speed is actually pretty high, 113, which is nothing to laugh at. That's pretty solid base start speed. Are you going to be outspeeding some crazy units? No, but the thing about it is that high speed makes it so you can take the turn very early. The other thing is that unlike a lot of these other Camarena boosters, she's able to potentially kill a unit straight up with the skill too. Once you hit with this skill, it does a significant amount of damage, and if they don't have any form of immunity, you can actually start poking down some priority target units and then come in with the S3 and finish it off. What's crazy is people actually will build her with RNL, and if she procs RNL, she's at times even able to kill Seaside Bellonas because she's able to S2 them and then follow up with an S3, and if they did RNL, then they can follow up with an S1, and then they have a chance to proc RNL again and just do all the cycling all over again, and it's just absolutely crushing. And it does happen occasionally. So if you're looking for a fun CR booster that not only pushes you up by 25%, but can also do damage and attack priority key target units, so Baiken actually pretty spicy. At the number 4, this is one of the ones that out of all the CR boosters, she's a little bit on the weird side because she's more of like a support CR booster, and that is going to be Challenger Dummy. A lot of teams are not complete without a Challenger Dummy. She is not going to be taking turn 1. Her base speed is actually not that good. It's actually pretty slow, right? But what makes her nice is her ability to push up every time you get a crit. 10% every time you get a crit. What this means is that if you have another fast unit that's setting up for you that can do an AoE attack, it allows your CDOM to essentially be like the follow-up Camarena boosting, and essentially makes any AoE damage, AoE unit that does damage that can crit, a pseudo CR pusher, because they're able to push up CDOM to get the turn, do her skill 3, give the whole team combat readiness, and push them up by 20%, which most likely will get you the turn and you'll be able to follow up. The other crazy thing about CDOM is that she's able to soul burn and just take out a unit straight out of the gate if you do build it properly. Some CDOMs are able to easily take out Rela Lights like they are nothing, and this is just so powerful for both cleave and just overall whenever you can get any unit that can crit. Amazing for Guild Wars, amazing for Arena when you are able to actually use her. But you might be wondering, man, CDOM sounds like she should be higher up on the list. Who could be number 3? The 2 and 1 you guys already probably know. But number 3, I actually really do want to highlight because I feel like people are sleeping on this unit, and she is absolutely in freaking insane. I'm really wanting to build mine, and that is going to be Rose. Y'all, Rose is bonkers. Why? So typically when you think CR boosters, you think squishy, you think fast, and you think cleave, right? The problem is that Rose is the complete opposite of that. Not the biggest thing that makes her so powerful is, first, while she may not have the fastest starting speed, she does get an exclusive equipment that puts her at around 108. I'm not sure, it's around 108 or 110 when you do get that exclusive equipment. So she does get decent starting base speed. But what's crazy about Rose against all other CR boosters in this game is that she is going to be a knight. She has this knight class which gives her access to Aureus and Adamant Shield, as well as having one of the best CR pushes in the game, giving you increased attack to all allies and giving herself increased defense to make her extremely annoying. So she's able to be a tanky unit in your team while also providing you first turn. What makes this unit so scary is that if you pick her early on, let's say you're a cleave player, right, and you pick Arbiter Mildred and you pick Rose, and then the opponent starts thinking that you're going to cleave, so they start putting some anti-cleave units, maybe they overextend, pick a Celine or something like that. Then you're able to completely change your playstyle and move over to a tank team, because she's able to provide all that tank stats and take away the weakness that tank teams have, that is that they are rarely ever get first turn. So it becomes a thing that if they let her through, not only do you get first turn, you're also getting attack buff, and then you're also getting the passive on the knight passive, which is absolutely bonkers. She's absolutely insane unit. You guys should highly consider building her if you're a player that has both tank and cleave units. If you're someone that has tank and cleave units, she's amazing. You should be building her. Also, the S2 is just amazing for support. Dispels debuffs, gives a barrier, gives it combat readiness, just so much support, and has the provoke too. Just, oh man, this unit is actually amazing. Not just for cleave teams, for tank teams. So again, really solid combat readiness boosted. Now for the top 2, these are the units that you guys are gonna be like, okay, this makes a lot of sense, right? So at the number 2, we're actually going to be having none other than our boy Oxlots. Y'all know he had to be in here. Even though he doesn't push up your whole team, the fact that this unit is able to completely give a turn is the core to so many teams in Arena, in Guild Wars, in RTA. It is absolutely insane the amount of work that this unit can do and how core he is to so many units. Why? He's able to push up 100% and give attack buff. That's it. He makes any unit be able to take the first turn, which allows you to build units with no speed and just insane amount of damage. The other thing that's really crazy about Oxlots is all these other combat readiness boosting units have a pretty long cooldowns, but Oxlots is only 2 turns, and you could even give him Spirit's Breath, and he becomes a unit that has essentially no cooldown on this S2. So every time he takes a turn, he's actually able to push up another unit. Some people have experimented with tank Oxlots and have used them with a support with like a Charles and some other pseudo tank teams, and it actually has pretty good success. I do see it all the way up in Champion. So not only is he a core to so many teams in Arena, Guild Wars, and RTA, he also has the potential for you to play around with and fit into different team comps and use this skill that is just so game changing. And now to the number one. Everyone should know about this unit, and she is actually the current banner hero for the Mystic summons. So the unit that I'm going to be talking about last is going to be Lidica. So she is the current Mystic banner hero. I haven't made a video about her, whether or not you should pull. That's completely up to you. I'll just tell you right now, if you are someone that is trying to play Cleave and has the gear to actually make a strong Lidica, pull for her. You will not regret it. Even though I know Amaluluka is going to be insane, Lidica has proven to be a core unit for Cleave teams and also just a solid pick in RTA overall, even in tank teams. So why? So I'll take this time to actually talk about her since she is the number one. This S2 is absolutely in freaking insane. First, she essentially gives herself an extra turn. She gives a 20% combat boost to your whole team, right? This skill does not proc counters, which means it's one of the reasons why Emoken is not as strong anymore, is because this skill doesn't proc counters for Cleave, and you're able to poke and strip. Just the skill is stacked. You dispel buffs, only one, but you still dispel one buff. That's an immunity you can dispel. You give her essentially an extra turn because she gets 25% every time she crits, and you're going to be critting everyone since you're light. There's very few units that can actually like Rylets can actually dodge this. And lastly, you're pushing your team up, so essentially you get the next turn, and then you're able to come in and use the skill 3. So against Roller Light, right? A lot of people actually struggle with Roller Light. Oh man, Faithless Lidica makes Roller Light not even that scary anymore, because you're able to push everyone. You're able to dispel Roller Light's immunity if she has immunity or barrier or whatever. Give yourself an extra turn and then just reset the cooldowns. If you have a mage that has books, you're able to do that 100% if you decide to use S3 to reset the Royal's cooldowns. And on top of all of that, you get a skill nullifier on a fast unit. It makes Cleaves just so much safer, because not only do you get first turn, you're also setting up a defensive skill, so the opponent has very little chance to actually retaliate against you with like a K-Run or something like that. Absolutely insane. And the S1 is actually really annoying with such a high chance to actually decrease hit chance. Just amazing. And the amount of things you can do with her is just insane. She fits into Cleave teams and she feeds into tank teams too, because she's actually able to push a tank team, give you first turn, and set up skill nullifier, while also doing a surprising amount of damage if you do build her for a damage build. But yeah, Faithless Lidica, queen of combat readiness boosting. Y'all should have known this from the beginning. But that is all I have for you guys today. It's crazy how much this list has changed. It's completely different to the one that I have on the channel, which is why one of the reasons I wanted to redo this video. But that is all I have for you guys today, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.